Weeks ago, the fitness community, industry, and the world lost a very influential voice, and that was none other than Joesthetic. For those that were true fans of his, that are affected in any way by his passing, the very best thing that you can do for him and the legacy that he wanted to live is for you guys to go out and to live a life that is motivational, inspirational, be in good shape, be hardworking. When people come and encounter you on the street and they ask, how are you so inspiring? How are you so motivating? How are you in such good shape? The best thing that you guys can say is that you are a Joesthetic fan. So this video is a respect and dedication to him. And Braza, this is for you. This is Joesthetic, and for the next 24 hours, I'm gonna be eating and training like the Braza himself. First things first is waking up and getting some simple-minded tasks done, such as making the bed, taking a shower, and brushing our teeth, because we are going to be drinking a lot of coffee. We got to make sure those bad boys are nice and clean. Next part of Joe's day is getting a nice cup of iced coffee, black. See, us Joes, we think alike. I only really drink coffee black. Very rarely do I have any sweetener in it, because if you appreciate coffee, you like coffee for coffee. Usually I drink my coffee hot, but I don't actually mind iced. And the only reason why I drink my coffee hot is because I can say, when people ask me, how do you like your coffee? I go, like myself, strong, hot, and straight. However, Joe makes a really good point, because he waits 90 minutes to almost 2 hours before he drinks his coffee. That is the correct time to drink your coffee, because if you drink it too soon, too fast in the day, you do not feel the caffeine as if you waited a little bit longer. You actually get more tired, and then you need more caffeine to actually feel it. Now, the other thing I will say is that Joe did drink a lot of coffee. I think he was up to like almost 3 liters of coffee a day, which is a lot. And I'm a big coffee drinker. I'll drink as much coffee as I possibly can, up until the point where I feel like I'm about to have an anxiety attack, and then I usually just chill. So I don't know if I'll get close to 3 liters, but I'll probably have, 4 or 5 cups of coffee. But Joe also does a lot of cardio, and so usually as he has his cup of coffee, he'll walk, go do his fasted cardio on the Stairmaster, and then continue walking. So he said he was doing about close to 3 hours of cardio a day, but it's just how much he was walking throughout the day. 45 minutes actually dedicated to a piece of cardio machinery. So for me right now, I'm about to go train a client. I'll be on my feet for an hour. Then I'm gonna do my cardio either on the stair stepper or the treadmill before we even eat the first meal. As for now though, cheers. After doing a brutal 45 minutes on the Stairmaster, my stomach was rumbling and I was ready for meal number 1. Welcome to meal number 1 of this full day of eating. This was Joesthetic's 5-day out diet. It was the last video that he posted on his YouTube channel. And this is the diet he was eating for his pro qualifier. So what we have here is some shrimp, we have some noodles, and then we have a bit of a green smoothie. Now, he was living in Thailand during the making of this video, and what I found very surprising is that he was actually going to a lot of street vendors, getting most of his food throughout the entire day. So he wasn't even really preparing it himself. And a very interesting choice of foods for the first meal of the day. We have noodles, shrimp. He had some sort of concoction of smoothie that a girl made for him, which I obviously don't have. I'm not from Thailand, but I made my own. Put some spinach, some mango, some apples, some cucumber, Greek yogurt in here. I've made this smoothie on my channel in the past if you're an OG subscriber, but it's just to get in more volume, but also somewhat enjoy the diet still. So let's go ahead and give this shrimp a bit of a taste test, shall we? I don't often eat shrimp, but I do like it, but I don't eat it often. I don't know why. It's just not one of those things that I automatically go for. I mainly go for red meat, but shrimp is delicious. Super high in protein and super low in fat. Next up was these noodles, which he had cabbage in his. Mine has a bit of a mixed variation of vegetables. Very interesting choice. I'm not really too sure how I feel about it. I wouldn't personally eat this 5 days out from the show, but if he wants his own pre-workout carbohydrate and he likes noodles, noodle it up, my friend. Wow, that's actually pretty good. I don't really eat, noodles too often, but those are delicious. Now, I will also point out, this food isn't typically too high in calories, but it's a lot of volume. And that's the key when you're dieting. I know when I was competing in my first couple shows, when you get towards the tail end of it, when you get super lean, it almost doesn't even matter how much volume you eat. You're always hungry because you're just so lean and dangerously lean. So trying to make yourself feel full is like the hardest part throughout the entire day. Let me tell you, after the 45 minutes of cardio and waiting so long to eat, with how much activity I've been doing, I was pretty freaking hungry coming into this meal. I'm towards the tail end of it. I finished the noodles, just had the shrimp and this smoothie left, but I am getting full fast. I will also mention this, usually in the morning before he eats his food, Joe starts his day off with some sort of green supplement. Now, personally, I wasn't gonna go out and buy like 4 or 5 different powders just to make this video. So excluding that, I really wanted to focus on the overall training and the food portion to this video. This was the pre-workout meal, and I will see you guys at the gym.
We're doing a full workout right now. I'm going through a little bit of a push workout, chest, shoulders, and triceps. Joesthetics was known for some unique variations, so we're gonna try some of those as well that I've never really done before. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the montage in 3, 2.
Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty.
Alrighty, this is one of those situations where you're doing a different variation. Joesthetics was always creative during his workouts as far as making different variations. This is kind of like a decline bench. I'm pretty sure you could use a bench, but he was using a box. So I'm gonna do the same thing. We're gonna try this out, see how it feels. You know, it's kind of interesting hitting this particular movement because you're hitting it kind of in reverse. And I'll admit, hitting things from reverse is actually quite nice in most areas of my life. Especially when you're doing it for a chest exercise, it's just a different squeeze because naturally you kind of want to push up and back. So you're just getting a different kind of contraction on the chest. Very different than what I'm normally doing, but I have to say, I like it a lot. Wrap on the workout today, ladies and gentlemen. Wrapping it up here, going back to the next meal of the day. See you there.
Okay, back from the gym with the post-workout meal. What we have is some chicken and vegetables in here. Not much in terms of what's going on, but pretty decent volume, of course. Another coffee. We're not quite at 3 liters, but we're chugging along here. I will say, during the workout, I felt extremely weak because of that 45 minutes of cardio in the beginning of the day. I'm like, why do I feel so weak today? Definitely the cardio affected my lift. I'm a bigger fan of doing cardio post-workout, but some people love doing their cardio fasted. But after the first meal, I did train another client. So again, that's more steps. I'm on my feet more, moving around more. Then I worked out, and now we're here for meal number 2. Chicken, some vegetables. I have some cucumber, some shredded lettuce in here. It's not bad. It's not fantastic either. This is his 5-day out diet. I don't expect it to be, you know, gourmet. He is also a fan of using some sauce. I'm gonna be using some sriracha, very low calorie. Put this on the chicken and the vegetables. Add a little spice to my life, literally. One thing I will say that I was pretty surprised at is that Joe actually bought a lot of his food from like these street vendors because he was in Thailand. And I'm pretty surprised he actually did that rather than going to a grocery store. I don't know the grocery store situation in Thailand. They didn't have grocery stores. You kind of just buy off these street vendors that are all cooking all the meats and stuff. But for someone that was 5 days out from a show, I mean, he was putting a lot of trust in these street vendors. Personally, that's not kind of how I would do it. I would go to a grocery store, prepare the food myself, control everything that goes into it, make sure they're not using any oils to add extra calories in, but I mean, regardless, he still looked fantastic. Meal 2, done and devoured. Although it was extremely kind of boring, right? Chicken, veggies, I do just feel healthy. Not to mention energized. This is like my 4th coffee for the day. See you all in the next meal of the day. And bam, here we are with the last meal of the day. What we have is more chicken and veggies. Surprisingly, he only ate 3 meals a day, which 5 days out from this show, I guess is kind of what he decided to do. Try and deplete himself as much as possible. And actually, funny enough, we're right here editing this exact video right here, right now. Grinding, baby. Gonna sit here, eat the last meal, and that'd be a full day of eating. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a full day of training and eating like Joe Aesthetic, the Braza himself. Now, I will say, before making this video, I didn't really watch or consume a whole lot of Joe's content, but after his passing, a lot of his content was all over all of my social media pages, and I have to say, and just give respect to someone that was dedicated and driven to live a good life, inspire people, motivate people. Everything I saw of his that popped up after his passing was nothing but positive things, and the passing of him really showed the impact that he had on the world, and I have nothing but respect for men like that live a life that is good and inspiring and motivating, and you can't ask for anything more of that from life. It's not about, how many years we have, but the quality at which we live them. And he lived a very full life, even in the 30 years that he had on this earth. And you can imagine what he could have done with 30 more, 60 more, and so on. Just want to make this and pay some respect to him and bring in some more positive light on the kind of life that he lived and the kind of message that he delivered. Wrapping the video up here. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. It's been your boy Joe. Peace.